All right, let's see here. Everybody click that little blue, got it. We're live and streaming on YouTube. And hi, everyone. Welcome to the ExO Economy Core. We meet here every single week. We have in perpetuity and will continue to in perpetuity, I think, as we build out the ExO economy together. Today, there's a bunch of updates coming in from different projects and programs, especially the 30-day doubling challenge. So Eric, why don't you take it away and lead us through the rest of this meeting today.
Okay, thanks, Kent. Hey, folks, good seeing you. Thanks, everyone, for your continued due diligence, despite anything and everything that may be happening. As always, there is lots going on behind the scenes, as some of us learned just very recently, especially with our upcoming Transform DAO. So we're really excited about that. And again, know that there is still a lot of work that's going on behind the scenes, all that kind of boring, perhaps unexciting legal stuff that nobody really cares too much about, which is super important, right? When you're forming all kinds of organizations, which we're currently doing. So I think, from a project standpoint, we are, again, still moving ahead with our, pedal to the metal with bringing the ExO's token to market. Nothing's really changed with that. And I think Nikki will talk about some upcoming things that are happening within the community. We also are looking to, from a treasury standpoint, I think, as many of you know, Sway is our platform where anybody in the community can go at any time and submit any proposal. And once it's accepted, you get a grant from the Open EXO Core Treasury, which myself, Angelo, Pratik, Kevin Allen, who's also on the Treasury with us, not on the call today, excused absence, if you will. I think he's actually doing a speaking engagement. So good luck, Kevin, as well as Rodrigo. So the five of us, form the Core Treasury. And we do have lots of EXOs that we need to give away. So we, are constantly looking at proposals in Sway. And anybody needs help with that, there's lots of great online resources that'll get you started. Feel free to reach out to anybody on the Treasury, really anybody on this call if you get stuck anywhere. But the idea is you submit the proposal, it gets reviewed, right, within the community, it gets voted on. Once the votes are there and there's enough feedback on it, you get accepted and the Treasury will fund you sometimes within 24 hours. So we did have Metavogue, who we had Anji Desai with us just a week or so ago, and her proposal just got funded, a jackpot of 100,000 EXOs, only rivaling EXI and others. So congratulations to Anji and her team, and looking forward to getting those EXOs distributed to you in the coming weeks and months for things and events in and around Barcelona, Spain, and throughout the community. And I think other than that, speaking of Sway proposals, there have been many that you can see when you log into Sway that have been funded and that are either currently running or have closed down, but we're going to invite all of the Sway proposal recipients of EXO's grants to show up at a upcoming community-wide event coming up real soon now, where they can also showcase their story and share what has been going on, how have the funds been used. And in some instances where maybe there's been overfunding or the project just kind of turns a different route, or the EXOs aren't needed anymore, they get returned to the Treasury, which happened actually recently with the Sway proposal. So EXOs happen kind of both ways, but the idea, of course, is to get it out to the community. So with that, I think I'm good with my update. I want to turn it over to Nikki and get her update.
All right. Thanks, Eric. That was awesome. And I just want to add one thing just in case, because this is an economy. The Sway proposals are not guaranteed. There's a voting process, definitely up, down. Does this make sense? And in most cases, it does make sense because we're a growing community. So that's for sure. And then we're not giving them away. We're actually asking you to do good action within the community and outside the community to the benefit of the EXO's token.
I would add, may I add two things? Yes. Number one, almost in every case, when someone receives an EXO grant, they build into their project the acceptance of EXOs for their product or services. So every single time one of these happens, it builds utility into the overall ecosystem for the token. And that's pretty extraordinary. And then the second thing that happens is they use those EXOs through the marketplace, the OpenEXO marketplace, because the marketplace transacts in dollars, EXOs, or euros at the moment. And so we've seen a dramatic uptick in the use of EXOs and the use of dollars, by the way, in the marketplace. So they are somewhat correlated. Mm-hmm. So you might think that, it's only EXOs that are going to go and flow, but no, people know that if they do hybrid opportunities into the marketplace with some dollars attached or some euros attached, In other words, using the EXOs to leverage the other types of currency they may use more effectively, then it's pretty amazing, right? And you get and you also bring together the members of the community, right, for these often very impactful projects that come through here. So I just think those things are worth promoting and remembering that this is all of us really doing what we said we're going to do, which is transforming the world for a better future, one little project at a time. And yeah, so I wanted to add those things on to what the both of you said.
Beautiful. Awesome. I thank you for that. And an example of how to figure out how to use the EXOs, because that's the number one question we get in the community is, how do I use these utility EXOs tokens? And now we've got Rutas playing right along with us, but we've got a 30 doubling challenge, which is a perfect onboarding for people either new to the community or inactive in the community, to get us back on board to say there is a whole lot of reason to be exchanging these tokens amongst ourselves. I mean, it's a private membership at this point, but there's a path to liquidity in the process. And it's the kind of thing where we make it happen because we're the DAO. We are the overseeing body as a community who vote these things up and down and vote these things into and out of existence. And so far, it's all up and into existence, as Eric was saying. So it's a really bright and growing community. We've doubled since last year. The doubling challenge was part of it, doubling in a doubling. And so what I want to do is just explain that I'm going to give Jill the statistic section of doing this challenge, but just explain that anybody can participate and you're not necessarily committing to 30 behaviors for no reason. I mean, you can earn up to 10,000 EXOS token, up to 10,000 Rutas tokens and beyond, because you build relationships in some of these challenges, which is all the whole point. This is how we communicate amongst ourselves. And so when anybody asks me, how do I use my EXOs? How do I spend them? How do I earn them? It's like, go to the game. It's a lot more fun this year. It was a little hard last year, but this time there's some perks in there. And so we're also doing experience points and leveling up. And so there's more to it than just going after the power hungry, I'm going to achieve the top and win the game. There's all this stuff along the way that we're adding in. So please come play and come ask questions. We've got a Discord community that's popping right now with lots of communication with people who are really interested in achieving. And we've got groups of people. We've got regional EXOs, partners and sister economies and that. And this is a perfect onboarding tool for them. And they are really excited because we've got one or two from each group kind of racing to the top just to prove that it can be done. And then we're onboarding the rest of their membership as they add people into the community. That's more wallets, that's more exchanges, more reasons to be here. So other than that, I've got the town hall coming up June 7th, and that's confirmed. Salim and Kent will be leading a panel, or not necessarily a panel. We might have one, maybe two, on the topic of cybersecurity this time. So that's going to be an interesting conversation. We had Kalia, who did the identity, and then security of your data. And so this will take it to the next level, because this is a big deal right now. Now that everybody's doing NFTs and they're going across exchanges and doing all these interactions and decentralized finance kinds of things. So this is an important topic. So save the date, June 2nd, same time as this, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. And let me turn it over to Jill to get the stats on the 30 doubling challenge. Thanks.
Thank you, Nikki. How's it, everyone? The stats on the doubling challenge, at the moment, we've got 35 challenges available. We have 698 completed challenges. We have 109 users so far. Our top 3 categories are being active on Discord, then social media, and then LinkedIn recommendations. At the moment, we've got 9 people who have completed it so far, so hit 30 and above, 8 in their 20s, 1 of those being 29, 7 in their teens, 34 below 10, and 51 who haven't started yet. So there's still lots to go, lots of things to play for. Come join the doubling challenge. We are excited to get 100 people across the line. Over to Lisa.
Yes, I don't have a whole lot, just working still on the book. And we had 3 articles that went out last week. The newsletter was sent out this morning. And we have actually 4 articles coming out this week, which another one tomorrow, we'll see one from Eric Patel and Ann Butello. So that'll be exciting. And we have a couple more coming up. So that's all I have on my end. Pratik?
Hey guys, nothing to share much right now, but some cool things are coming up. NFTs are definitely not going, and they're here to stay. Even now, they're not going here to stay for a long, long, long time. And things are going to be run that way. Like communities are going to be run that way. And definitely, you'll be hearing from me about a new foundation which is coming up recently or in the coming weeks, which will be the front for the public or the community to kind of start joining us and start signing petitions and votings and stuff like that to take it further. That's it. Thank you. I think we're all done. Or Angelo, have you given your update?
Ying and
Okay.
Angelo can go.
Yeah, well, from my standpoint, is just we're moving forward with the Treasury, funding all of the proposal, meeting every Thursday, and on the other side, we are planning any other activities that can engage people and can keep the community motivated and interact with each other. And that's why maybe we need to ask you, what would you like to see inside this community, and share this over here in this kind of meeting, you know? You have to be part of the community, and if you want to see the change. Over to you, Jim.
Yeah, hi. Because of the 30 doubling challenges, we do see an uptick on the activities in the Discord and a lot more participation there. And the wallet currently seems to be stable, and we're dealing with some one-off issues. And I do see a lot of community members helping each other, and we would highly encourage everybody to do that to the extent possible. Just help fellow community members with any difficulties they have with the wallet, and also to share your experience and knowledge. Other than that, yeah, that's it from me. Yeah.
Awesome. So that's back to you, Kent, if you have anything else.
No, you know, the only thing I really am keeping an eye on right now is trying to find the right things that we need to do in the right order to get the token publicly listed. That's it. I mean, that's really, that one thing is the one thing that moves and will quite literally massively, I think, expand all activities, including what you were talking about, Angelo, which is the fact that somehow people think that, or somehow people, I don't want to say that in a negative way. The opportunity you have right now is to get the tokens while it's private, complementary cryptocurrency before it enters public markets for just some of your time and a bit of effort here and there. That is an incredibly rare opportunity. Yeah. In my opinion, similar to when before Bitcoin had its first public listing. So take that as you will. It's neither a promise of riches or other, but at the end of the day, that's why we've kept it private for a long time, actually, compared to some, and to build utility, and really importantly, to make sure the tokens find their way into the right hands who want to benefit from the longer term liquidity aspects and plays of a token in public markets, which, by the way, is not all rainbows and unicorns. There's bad things about public markets too. So we have to be prepared for that. But yeah, I would suggest that people take this last little bit of time and opportunity and things like the 30 doubling challenge to clock some ExOs. This will be you're down to the wire. This is it. It's been 4 years. We're moving. So.
All right.
All right. That's the last thing that I would say in a rather blunt way, is kind of get on it, folks. This is yours. It's made for you.
Program.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's yours. It's made for you. It's the best way on earth to learn about crypto because it's so safe and there's such a great community around it. I mean, you're not gonna get burned right out of the gate. It's really nice. And it was designed that way. So it's really awesome to see it bearing fruit and coming to fruition.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Any last words, Eric?
I'm good, thanks. Appreciate everybody's participation, involvement, and showing up week after week after week.
All right.
That's the way you do it. All right, I am going to end the live stream. Thank you all that do watch these. We actually get pretty good viewership on the replays out there. So I will drop that in there and pop in the usual thumbnail. And if you have any questions, comments, or you want to come and join us one week to participate, ask questions, make comments, bring your project, do it, right? Anybody on this call, the way this works is it's a community. So you can reach out to anybody in this call and they'll be happy to add you to this meeting. And if you really have something awesome to present, we'll make you a special guest and give you the first 15 minutes all to yourself.